You look fabulous, darling. Fabulous. Yee. Hi all, I'm Rachel. This is Missy and it's the Miss Daisy Sewing channel, and we have quite a fun one for this month. I have at the end of the month tickets for the 101 Dalmatians theatre production. It's the one where the dogs are like life-size puppets, so super excited about it. 101 Dalmatians is probably my favourite Disney movie. I was one of those kids growing up that was obsessed with dogs. Still am, aren't I, sweetie? And I just loved the hell out of that movie. The animation, the music, all of that. Absolutely loved it. Did enjoy the book. Let's just pretend the other book doesn't exist. And yeah, so going to see the theatre production ties in really nicely with a wish list item I have, which is to make the Cruella de Vil coat from the newest movie. The sort of the two-tone I thought looked really cool. I already know going into this project that there's going to be problems. Firstly, this sort of fabric is not meant for coats. It's a faux fur. It's got like a nap and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to have to think about how to sort of deal with sort of slightly stretchy fabric with grain. But we'll get to that hurdle when we get there. So just going to be a lot of sitting about and humming and hawing, but I hope you'll stick with me, and fingers crossed I'll be able to go to the show in true style. So yeah, come along and hope you'll stick with us. So this is where we're starting. I've got my Dalmatian fabric. As I said in the intro, it's got a nap. There's a green, so I need to be mindful of that. To keep the same weight, I did actually pick up a black of very similar fabric. Again, it's got a grain. It's about the same sort of stretchiness. It's not a lot of give, but I need to be careful about that anyway. I have got some black fabric for lining, that's over there. And then patterns wise, we're gonna mash together two. I really want a frock coat, so I'm thinking of using this dress, sizing it up a little bit. As you can see, it's already got the buttons down the front. It's just put the opening in the skirt here. Should hopefully do the job. And no, big stretch. Big stretch, sweetie. Yes. Floof. So yeah, I'm going to use this pattern because I want a frock coat type outfit. But obviously it's only short sleeves. So I'm going to steal a couple of elements from my Inverness coat, which is a PDF pattern. I'll see if I can find the link for that. I did buy this a couple of years ago, so I don't know if I still have it. It's a nice coat, but it's not a dress coat. So I'll be stealing the sleeves and things from that, but the main design is going to be based on this. So yeah, to the drawing board. So I've just refreshed myself with the screenshot, and sort of the coat is it is properly two-tone. So key things is I want to keep this collar that we've got here, and then we want that button front. In the reference picture she has her sleeves rolled up, but I want full length sleeves with that option of rolling if I need to. So we'll be pinching them from the Inverness. Now the collar we want completely black, and then we want this whole side being black with this sleeve and this front being the polka dot. I think for the back it would be nice to keep that split as well. So we'll have one side being totally black and one side being polka dot, which will mean I will need to add a centre back seam. This pattern just has a straight back piece and not a seam, so that'll be one of the first things we do, is we'll split the back into 2 pieces. And if I recall rightly, the skirt is in panels, or I think it's a full circle skirt actually, but it's in panels, so we can split it there as well. So hopefully it's not going to be too difficult, but we will wing it and see. So yeah, fingers crossed. So I've got my pattern pieces drafted out. I'm using the full length sleeve from the coat, and then to add in a bit of ease, I've added a little bit of extra seam allowance. It's hard to see with the green pencil. A little bit of extra seam allowance to the top pieces, just because I want to be able to wear a jumper or something under this, and the skirt's up in the 2 parts up there. So I did mention about nap, so this is a grain, so this way it's going smooth, whereas that way it's rough. And it's the same with this one, this way it's going smooth down the way, and then if you go up the way it's rough. So I've made sure to cut all of the pieces following the grain lines and keeping it directional, so hopefully I won't get any bits that go upside down or anything weird like that. So get these cut out and then we can start piecing it together and see how it's going to look. Oh, I still need to cut the collar here, and I'm not going to be doing any of the facing pieces because I'm going to be doing a lining, so that's the next thing I need to cut, is the lining after I get this all cut. But hopefully I've done my maths right and this will flip the correct way, so I have the spots on the right side and the black on the other side. So right, catch you later. Just getting the lining cut, and we can't forget the pockets, most important thing. So we're going to start assembling the lining. I'm going to start with the lining partly because these sleeves don't belong to this pattern, so just to check how difficult that's going to be to get fitted, and also because I'm not going to put the darts in the back. I want ease, because this is a coat, it's not a dress. I am going to put them in the front just for shaping purposes. So I need to check the fit, because I've added a little bit of seam allowance extra into the back and to the front. So I just want to make sure the fit's good before I start doing anything with the furry fabric. Although it's cut, which in hindsight probably not the wisest plan, I would rather like pick stitches and re-sew these a couple of times rather than having to do that with the fur. So we're going to get the lining done to get the fit checked. So yeah, let's get the machine out. So I've got the lining done. This will obviously be gathered. I had to reduce the top of the sleeve to get it to fit, and I increased the arm side by about sort of half an inch or so. But yeah, happy with the shape so far. I think I've got the right amount of ease. It does fit when I'm wearing a jumper. And yeah, I think it's going to be good. Onto the fur. Can't forget pockets, so I'm just pinning these in. And I'm going to have one on both sides, so one needs to be on the Dalmatian and one on the black. So, getting there. This is the collar piece. I've already put the edges together and notched it, and then I'm going to have to sort of make the sandwich. And here I'm pinning it to death to try and get as neat a fit as possible, and because all that fur is very slippy. It's okay, sweetie. It's not real dog fur. So this is it so far. I still need to sew in the lining. Normally I would have gallered the skirt lining with the main skirt, but this was getting so chonky, I just wasn't sure the sewing machine would handle it, so I'm gonna gather this and then sort of tack it in place and then neatly use the top half to make it nice and neat on the inside. But that's all now hand sewing. Pockets, we've got 2. It turned out great. Yay! Always need pockets. Yeah, I'm happy so far. Still figuring out what I want to do with the closure, if I want to do buttons or a buckle. Getting there. Probability. And it's a new day, so I've managed to stitch the lining there, and I'm now just doing like a little tiny tacking stitch. So if I just turn this over, focus, every inch or so there's like a little tiny stitch just to try and give my hem here a slightly more crisper edge. You can see I've not done it on this side, and it's all sort of floppy compared to that nice sharp edge. So it's been about 2 hours, maybe halfway through now, all the sewing I need to done, because I want to get my collar pinned as well, so that'll all sit nice and flat. And then I need to do my cuffs as well, because I've not done them. But no, getting there. A couple more hours, I think. So it's nearly finished. I just have to put buttons on it, but I think it's missing something, and I was looking at it and I really want to add a hood. So I don't want to have to redo all my stitching though. I have done hand stitching all along the collar here, and I'm not going to redo that. So I'm going to make a detachable hood and just use some buttons, put buttonholes in the hood and put some buttons on the inside of the collar to attach it. And I think that means I won't have to redo any work on this. And then if I decide actually it's too much, I don't have to do it. But I really want to do a hood, like a big deep hood. So yeah, let's go do that. So the plan is to just use the hood from this coat as my template. I'm going to add a sort of 1/2 inch seam allowance, and actually handily it's got sort of velcro where I would probably put buttons, so that's going to be quite a good guide. And yeah, I'm going to cut that out and get this stitched up off camera, because this video is probably getting quite long right now, and I'll see you hopefully with the final product. Hi. Hey-ho, we're done. The hood, definitely the right call. I I think it just makes it feel more like a coat than a furry dress. But yeah, we're good. Got the buttons on. I actually just stitched the hood on in the end, just did that by hand. And yeah, really pleased with it. I think it's dramatic, it's fun, and it reads sort of 101 Cruella. Everyone I've shown it to has instantly gone, it's a Cruella coat. So really happy that it reads well. Construction wasn't as bad as I expected. It came together really easy. Actually, there wasn't as much give as I expected, and the stretch on the Dalmatian fabric is left to right, not up to down. So I had to be careful when doing seams like here or at the bottom, but all in all, because I was attaching to a lining, it's not distorted in shape at all, so didn't have to do anything crazy, which was great. But yeah, it's done. Really pleased with it. Came together much better than expected, much easier than expected, and I honestly can't wait to get this out to the theatre to go see 101, because yeah, like, I didn't know that that was a childhood dream, but it's definitely going to be a childhood dream, so excited. And yeah, so I'm going to leave you there for now, and I'm going to follow this with some photos and hopefully some video from whilst we're at the theatre, and I'll give you my thoughts on how the coat was received on its first proper rodeo. So until then, cheerio! Had an absolute blast at the theatre. It was a musical, which I did not know, so that was an added bonus. And yeah, the coat was really comfy, didn't get in the way at all, and I can confirm it's super swishy, which was great fun. And yeah, had a great time, so I'll see you next video. Bye!